YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Let's get back to some housing crisis, housing crunch. That is the biggest topic all over the world. Everyone talks about the price of housing everywhere you go, anywhere you're at. Elevators, escalators, in malls. I mean, I overhear it in multiple languages. I love it. And let's get to it. I got two articles I want to read to you guys. They're both from the London Telegraph. The only two stories I could find that make any sense today. Everywhere else is pretty dry because everyone's on holidays. But anyways, look at this. This one here, I'll leave a link first. Fears of massive global property price fall amidst dangerous conditions and market slowdown. This is a really big article, so I won't read it all. I'll leave a little, just touch base on it for a bit. From January 2nd, 2017. Property prices have climbed to dangerous levels in several advanced economies, rising the risk of massive price falls in the markets overheat. According to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, that's another acronym there. Catherine Mann of OECD's chief economist said the think tank was monitoring vulnerabilities in the asset market amid predictions of higher inflation and prospect of diverging monetary prices next year. Ms. Mann said a number of countries, including Canada and Sweden, had a very high commercial and residential property prices that were not consistent with the stable real estate market. Yeah, go figure, eh? She also said property price falls in Britain following to the vote to leave the EU. Be good for the UK if it adjusts its borne mainly by foreign investors. We've already started to see some changes in the real estate prices in the UK, particularly in the London market, said Miss Mann. Sorry. Well, what's interesting is the terms of implications for the UK economy is who bears the burden, who bears the adjustment cost. If it's a non-resident, then lower housing prices could actually be good for the UK. The warning comes. Research countrywide reveals that the number of homes sold in the UK for more than asking price has tumbled in the last year. January 2016, 41.5 PC of homes, I guess price of homes, sale in London were sold above asking price, but fell 23 PCs points. In November, nationally, the fall was less steep from 29.8 in March and 23.1 in November. The data suggests that the UK housing market could be on inflection point, with activity slowing throughout 2016, particularly in the capital, and sellers accepted lower offers while buyers deserted the market amid uncertainty over Brexit. So, Canada, we got the 12 or 15% tax that they implemented on us, 15%. And then they got Brexit in England and London, right? Then you got, other different things happening in different parts of the world that are kind of shaking up. You got Donald Trump. Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. We'll get to Donald Trump in a sec, okay? The Trump bump. With prices, while prices did fall across the country last year, there was a slowdown in activity as people chose not to buy a home. Johnny Morris, head of research countrywide, said, there isn't the same level of competition in the market now. The Royal Institution surveyors reported that the number of new buyers inquiries have been very low levels in the second half of the year. The number of new properties on the market also have been a record low, helping to prop up prices. Mr. Morris said, we expect prices to fall next year. This slowdown works through the system. Generally, the first thing we change will be the number of transactions, and after the gap between what people will pay and how much people will accept opens up quickly and takes a while to close. Sales slow, and then there is a price adjustment. So I wanted to read that one for you first. That one is a really good one, and I mean, it's not like they're predicting this. I mean, they should have known this is going to happen like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, because when I moved to Vancouver like 10 years ago, stuff was already ridiculously expensive. It's like, huh? Who's going to pay $600,000 for a detached home where everywhere else the houses were like 110? But here this was like 10 years ago. It's like, are you nuts? Anyways, Trump Interest rates and Chinese panic. Why euphoria could turn out to be a credit crunch in 2017. I'll leave a link second to this one, guys. This is a good one. See Trump's face there. I love him. Anyways, the Trump effect is to accelerate capital outflows from China, increasing the risk of painful reckoning this year. Donald J. Trump's reflection rally will short circuit, raising borrowers' costs will blow fuses across the world before physical stimulus arrives. If it in fact arrives. Here's the deal. Giving money out for free, the whole party in the U.S., the quantitative easing, the whole structure that it's set up, you got to raise interest rates. They're making it look like Donald Trump's committing a crime. He's actually saving his country, probably saving the world from free money, so this fiasco could end. The party could end. By the end of 2017, it will be clear that nothing has changed for better. Powerful deflationary forces retain the invisible grip over the global economy. Bond yields will ratchet up further and then come clattering down, ultimately driving a 10-year U.S. yields below zero before its decade is over. There are few shovel remedy projects for Trump's infrastructure blitz. The headline figure's imaginary. His plan will be withheld down by Congress. So guys, it's getting really cold and I gotta get up and walk around a bit. I want to read these two articles. I'll leave a link below. Now, I wanted to ask you guys about the Trump bump. What do you guys think? I mean, could America continue on this massive Ponzi scheme that Max Kaiser keeps talking about? Max Kaiser keeps bringing this up like a broken record for the last decade. Max Kaiser and Gerald Celente were the two guys that predicted the U.S. housing crash in 2008 and 2007, 2008. They predicted everything. Like, they actually predicted everything. Now, here goes. Okay, I was asked this again, and I was asked this to be very clear. So here goes again. I'm going to tell you what I think, what I'm predicting that's happened with my experiences living abroad, living in all different countries, different cultures, different people, and what I've experienced with the housing crisis, okay? Now, don't hold me to this, please, but this is what I feel, and it's in my older videos. If you go back, if I could get one of my loyal followers, you know who you are, put the link below of the video where I'm outside in a nice purple shirt with sunglasses talking about the crash. Then you have some troll on there saying, this is a waste of time, this video. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I have a college degree. Put that video up, okay? And here goes. I feel a little ripple in March of 2017. I feel a small ripple. And you know what? I brought this up before the 15% tax was way before it was implemented. Months, like 6 months before it was implemented. Before they implemented the tax, before they implemented all this crap, I was already discussing this as it proceeded, as it became like, it's like these people are watching my video as it goes and taking notes and arguing this in boardrooms. Should this happen? Is he right? Does he know what he's talking about? I don't know. He can't read. Anyways, here goes. 2017 predictions for the housing market. March, you're going to get the tiny ripple effect. You're going to get this tiny ripple effect. We're going to see a great drop in pricing. You're going to see a massive drop in pricing, but massive in a way where people are like, out. I need out. And then you're going to start seeing banks start taking properties because people are underwater. They want to give their keys back to the bank, or they want to work out some sort of settlement with the bank because they're not going to pay for a house. They don't want to pay more for a house than it's worth what they bought it for. So they don't want to pay more. You know what I'm saying, right? So that's going to happen in March. That's just the tiny ripple. But in the summer is the big bang boom. I think it's a big crash. I think in the summertime you're going to have a crash that's going to affect every Canadian living within our boundaries. You're going to see a lot of hatred, people turning towards each other in hatred, kind of like here in Vancouver, but you'll see it across Canada. You get a lot of people hating on each other. Oh, you don't want to buy my house, you poor boy. You can't buy a house in your own country. It's like, that's what's happening here, and people are hating on each other right now, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But that's my prediction. Small ripple in March. Summer is going to be the big time. It's going to be big. You're going to start seeing a lot of repossessed homes. You're going to start seeing interest rates keep going up to catch up with the bank's loss. So the banks are going to try and hold whatever customers they can that passes those flexible tests to try and kind of push the interest rates to a limit where it's sustainable to maintain the economy because they have to kind of diversify or kind of put the economy in, because the housing market's built off economy, believe it or not. If 30 years ago someone watched this video saying, this guy's ludicrous, what's he talking about, the economy is built off housing? Housing's just for living, it's not for investing. But that's what it is now. It's a commodity. People took their money out of the market. If you're watching this from the past, people take their money out of the markets and park them into houses. Anyways. And if you're watching this in the future, if all the laws get reformed and things get better for people, yes, watching this in the future, believe me, it's happening. People took their money out and parked it into homes, not into companies, not into projects or anything. They're putting money into homes, and they're leaving people homeless and leaving the locals with the short end of the stick, unable to buy anything. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think of my predictions. Comment below. I'll leave a link for the articles. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.